What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering, and some very bad news to anyone who has purchased an EA game relatively recently. I'm not sure exactly. We're still learning exactly what data was taken, but EA has been hacked, Electronic Arts. And the hackers say they've stolen 780 gigabytes of data that includes source code for FIFA 21 and the Frostbite engine used in Battlefield and Battlefield 2042. This breaking news via Vice. You could see things could get crazier if the hackers reveal that FIFA 21 source code is actually the same source code as FIFA 2001. Well, it probably is. And, you know, I think we're going to get into the article, and regardless of what customer data is in there, this is what I'm always talking about. You know, protect your data. I don't know, you know, in this case, they may have only gotten willfully given information. But if you haven't yet protected yourself, please do consider getting a VPN. I use private internet access. They give my subscribers a massive discount. It's just a couple of bucks. You can keep your data to yourself. You can browse the internet anonymously, and so many more benefits to running one. Plus, it supports the channel. So if you haven't yet, I'll put a link in the description down below where you can get private internet access today and protect yourself. Now, here's the article. Hackers steal wealth of data from game giant EA. Hackers have broken into the gaming giant Electronic Arts, the publisher of Battlefield, FIFA, The Sims, and stole the wealth of game source code and related internal tools, Motherboard has learned. Quote, "You will have full capability of exploiting on all EA services." You have it. The hackers claimed in various posts on underground forums viewed by Motherboard. A source with access to the forums, some of which are locked from public view, provided Motherboard with screenshots from the messages. Here you go. In these forum posts, hackers said that they have taken source code for FIFA 21 as well as code for its matchmaking server. This could be a potential disaster for EA, especially if it relates to their money-making machine with these FIFA Ultimate teams and Madden Ultimate teams, and if they're overly matchmaking, you know, if they're using somehow someone's propensity to purchase microtransactions as a matchmaking feature, who knows? The hackers also said they have obtained source codes for tools for the Frostbite engine, which powers a number of EA games, including Battlefield. Other stolen information includes proprietary EA frameworks, software development kits, SDKs, bundles of code that can make game development more streamlined. Oh, that's what SDKs are, yeah. All in, the hackers say they have 780 gigabytes of data and are advertising it for sale in various underground hacking forum posts viewed by Motherboard. Do you work at EA? Do you know anything about this breach? We'd love to hear about you. Oh, that's from Vice. Sorry. EA confirmed to Motherboard it has suffered the data breach and that the information listed by these hackers was the data that was stolen. This is a very frustrating thing for me because as a customer, this happens all the time, right? All these super huge mega corporations, which have all of our information, whether it's, you know, I mean, it's like every year, a couple of times a year. Who was it last year? it was with all this customer information was stolen. Was it, I feel like that was, it wasn't Naughty Dog, I don't think. It was somebody where like credit card information was even taken too. It was another big corporation. Like these people have no responsibility to us, the consumer. Now, I've been in companies that have faced breaches before. I'll skip the name, but one of my clients had somebody install essentially like a credit card swiper in their checkout, right? So anytime a customer used their checkout, it was scraping their credit card information. Now, I wasn't in charge of web development. I was only running advertising. And one of my partners, a guy that did conversion rate optimization for them, found the code. And he's like, yo, there's some like SQL injected code in here. And we had no idea how many customer transactions had been obtained at that point, but they were. That's because Magento is problematic. But that's in here, not to get too technical. Anyway, the company itself had to pay a huge fine to the government, and we had to inform all of the customers through some form of letter or a phone call or an email. But so, right? Have you ever gotten those from like Discover Card will send you, your credit card was found on the dark web. We just sent you a new card. Have a great day. It's like, okay, well, what about, was there any other information that was exposed to me? I've gotten those letters. I know they're not very helpful. And so the customers get their data stolen and nobody cares. EA's statement says, we're investigating a recent incident of intrusion into our network where a limited amount of game source code and related tools were stolen. Limited? Almost a terabyte. An EA spokesperson told Motherboard in a statement. Okay, no player data was accessed. We have no reason to believe there's any risk to player privacy. Okay, well, that's good to hear. Following the incident, we've already made security improvements and do not expect an impact on our games or our business. We are actively working with law enforcement officials and other experts as part of this ongoing criminal investigation. Along with their forum post, the hacker shared a small selection of screenshots claiming to demonstrate they had access to EA data, but did not publicly distribute any of the internal data itself. Instead, the hackers are, at least ostensibly, trying to sell the information. Only serious and reputation rep members, all others will be ignored, the hackers wrote in their post. I mean, it's going to be something worth watching. I mean, if we look at EA, you know, they just had a big announcement with Battlefield, and it's tough to say if this happened, if this is related, but their stock did drop considerably right around the time the information dropped. Like 2 hours ago, Electronic Arts stock declines following a report that hackers stole source code. So you look at, if you look at really EA, it's basically been climbing up over the past, since April, March, cratering obviously in early March, but their stock tends to do what, follow their game release. You see here, Electronic Arts shares declined Thursday after video game publisher confirmed that hackers had stolen data, which an earlier report said included source code for one of its most popular games. EA shares, which had traded a much higher throughout the session, fell as much as 2.4% after a report from Vice on the breach surfaced early Thursday. Now, EA didn't come out and tell their customers this. It was reported on by actual reporting. And look at that. Vice can actually do something once in a while. So FIFA 21's hacker game, as well as code for matchmaking services, Frostbite engine that powers games like Battlefield. It's going to be interesting. You know, I think that we're starting to get, we saw the summer video game convention or celebration today. We're starting to get some good video game news. If you're enjoying the video game news on this channel, I know it's been a while since I've done it, but I generally don't cover like things go good and game releases. I cover when things go bad to help, inform people. And obviously my audience has indicated that that's far more interesting to them. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll keep you updated if there's more information that comes out about this hack. For now, it seems like no customer data was involved, but it's a stark reminder to start protecting your data. If you haven't yet, there's a link in the description below for private internet access. They've given you, my viewers, a special offer, and their support to this channel is immensely important. So your support of them not only protects your data, but indirectly helps my channel too, which I greatly appreciate. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.